Lakota oya teke makochi o gikta o pi tukte bijite ki unki chukte etaha ina makochi. Te makochi oshkata pishe. Te makochi nina wakata ka oheni te o. O heche tu itomishka heche. Hermia.
My grandfather was telling a time when the people came together.
The elders used to talk about it all the time, about that pipestone.
My grandparents was telling me about this. My great-grandmother, her name was Standing Stone. Tonka Inaji. I learned all these from my grandmother because her dad was a chief.
The stories are told over and over in different ways.
As I got to be a teenager, that's when my grandmother started teaching me more things because I was ready to learn.
I was always told that that was a sacred place.
Out of all the sacred items that Lakota people have, that is the central, the most important item in our culture. It's a sacred chanupa, the pipe.
We use the pipestone to pray with, to vision quest with, and we use it in ceremonies. As the Bible and the cross are to you, the chanupa is to us.
My ancestors used to live in the Teikja, teepee. They mined their pipe into quarry and pipestone. They ventured many hundreds of miles to get back there to take the pipe and bring it back. And all the chiefs smoked their pipe before they started council meeting. Nobody can speak during that time the chiefs are smoking.
When the pipe is given to us, the spirit of the relative, the spirit of the eagle, the buffalo, the horses, things that fly, those spirits, they want tobacco as an offering.
It's a way to pray. By smoking it, those prayers go up to the Creator. They carry our prayers.
There's only one place in the world where we can gather our red pipestone, and that's in the pipestone quarries located in southwestern Minnesota.
We have a term in Lakota, Wakan. This place is Wakan. It's a relative. That's Wakan. And we're very fortunate that relative is here where we can come. My name is Richard Lee, a member of the Sault Ste. Marie tribe of Chippewa Indians. I consider this whole area here a sacred place, and to be able to quarry for this as they did in the years gone past, our ancestors, I'm very honored. It's a good feeling in my heart here to be able to come here and quarry for the stone.
The way we do it today too is just using tools in our own hands and not using big machines or anything, and I think that's part of what's so special about it. We're still using our hands and using our minds to figure out how to get to the pipestone.
More than 50 quarries still exist at Pipestone today. Only enrolled members of tribes recognized by the U.S. government are allowed to quarry here. The wait to get a permit for a quarry can take 5 years or even longer. But the search for pipestone can become a lifelong journey.
My name is Travis Erickson. I'm a fourth generation pipe maker in our family. I'm doing it for 28 years. This quarry actually represents more than half of my life. To be able to come down here and quarry in the womb of Earth Mother, you know, that's really special.
The pipestone deposit is buried under this quartzite rock. So what we have to do is we have to take it off layer at a time, because there's about 4 layers of the quartzite that overlays the pipestone deposit. This is the second hardest rock in the world. A lot of work, tremendous work, takes weeks sometimes.
A lot of pressure, a lot of tons of pressure, without pressure. Oh, I think it's moving just a little bit.
This is actually a spiritual journey down here. You come down to these quarries, because we're on special ground, when you come on these quarries, you have to leave yourself open to interpretation by spirit, not just what I think. And when you lift it up, you can see how dark the stone is, and it says, wow, look at that. You know, that's going to make a nice looking pipe when I can get that out of there.
For those just beginning to quarry, the job can be overwhelming.
My name is Lita Killer Bailey. I'm from the Oglala Lakota Nation, and I'm also a Rikara from my mother's side. This is our quarry right here. But this was all caved in, and it was just filled with rubble right here. I have 3 children in there. Ashley, she's 16, JR, he's 15, and Marissa, she's 11 now. We're trying to dig into the earth to get down to the rock layers, but it's a mixture of rock and dirt. Well, we haven't reached the pipestone yet, so that's one of our goals. We just keep looking forward to it like it's a goal to get down there one of these days. It's probably not going to be anytime really soon, but just thinking about it keeps us going. I think it's very important for Native people to be able to quarry here because it's very historical in our world to be quarrying, and that people have been doing this for years and years and years.
For many different tribes, our very beginnings come from this place, Pipestone. The people the white man calls Sioux tell just one of many creation stories.
When we were children, they used to tell a story of this Chinoopoch and how it was formed, you know. They call it a Muganka story, the story of the ancient ones. They said it rained for many days. It rained for many days on end, non-stop. And pretty soon, people started drowning. And then there was this one young girl. She saw this high hill, so she went up there. And a lot of her people have already drowned, you know. So she ran up there, and she was all alone. So she began to pray. And here all of a sudden the rain stopped. So she was standing there, and all she could see around was water. She felt something. So So she looked up, and here from above there was this giant bird. And then he opened his wings like that, and here a man emerged from there. And he told her not to be afraid, that he came to rescue her, and that all her people were killed in blood. He said that the reason why he came to rescue her because he wanted to marry her. And through their marriage together, the humans are going to start again, anew. When the waters receded, in the story they said the waters all drained down the drainage and came to one place. And here it was all the blood of the people that were drowned, that formed in that area. And then they said that's what became the Chanumpa Oke. There was the blood of the people that was, the blood was red into the stone.
The color red is something that is very sacred to our people. And so when that was placed there for our use, it was a message that we have to take care of it. It's almost like it was just plopped in there and set aside to say, this is a sacred area for your use.
Before European contact, our people, our ancestors, regarded it as a very sacred area.
They knew this place. Through stories, the history of our people, through oral history, always knew this place existed. So when the pipe came and the people decide to accept it, this is where they come to get that stone, that relative.
The Chanumpa Oke is a special place for many different tribes, not only the Lakota or Dakota people. It's a special place to the Cheyenne, Winnebago, Ricaro, Omaha, Ponca, all these different tribes.
It was said in oral history that when people went there, it was not a place where people fought. It was a place where they went to gather pipestone, so it was a place of peace.
Our people continued to use the quarries as they have for thousands of years. Then things changed. George Catlin, a famous white artist, came to paint our quarries. He sent a piece of our sacred pipestone away to be studied. The white man came up with a different name for our pipestone. They began calling it Catlinite. After Catlin would come many more. Watching was a chief of the Yankton named Struck by the Reed.
My grandmother's name was Lillian Reed, and she was the great-granddaughter of Struck by the Reed. She said that the Europeans are coming like maggots, and they were afraid because they couldn't believe that there would be that many people coming. It was incomprehensible to them.
Struck by the Reed knew in order to save his people, he would have to make peace with the white man. In 1858, he put his mark on a treaty that opened up our lands to the homesteaders.
And so he thought by giving these people land that they would respect it and they wouldn't punish them anymore. But in fact, they wanted more land.
He was a man of great vision. Before touching the pen, Struck by the Reed demanded free and unrestricted use of the Red Pipestone Quarry. The treaty says the quarry was to be open and free to the Indians to visit and procure stone for pipes as long as they shall desire. But getting to our pipestone quarries was now more difficult. Our spiritual leaders could not leave their reservations without permission from the Indian agents. And then they had to travel great distances through lands once ours lands now filled with homesteaders. The pipestone quarries, so long the spiritual center of our people, slowly became silent.
I can imagine the hurt and sadness because they have no power.
They set up boarding schools all over America, one right over the hill overlooking Pipestone, where our people were severely punished for praying and speaking their native language.
The United States Congress passed a law outlawing all native spiritual traditions across the country. It doesn't matter what tribe you're from, you couldn't practice your spiritual traditions.
The pipe may have been lost, and that would have been a real tragic thing that happened.
The pipe wasn't lost because our people and spiritual leaders refused to let it be lost. Through hardship and pain, they continued to quarry. Because of them, the legacy of Pipestone remained unbroken. Today, federal law recognizes our fundamental right to freely practice our religions and to be able to practice them in places like Pipestone. We're determined to keep our ceremonies and the pipe alive.
Every year I've been hosting sun dances and purification ceremonies at the Pipestone Quarries. And people now again are coming from all over the world to participate in those ceremonies.
As our ceremonies continue, so does our tradition of pipe making.
I feel really privileged to be able to do what I do with this. I feel that this is partly what I was meant to do. I think it has everything to do with the energy of keeping the people alive.
This small island of sacred land preserved by the treaty in time became Pipestone National Monument. Because of leaders like Struck by the Ree and the many quarriers, we have kept the spirit of this place alive. Pipestone is again a place of peace, a place where all people are welcome.
Our family at Pine Ridge, they keep asking us about the Pipestone if we've reached it yet, but we tell them that we haven't yet, that we're still working on it.
Everyone here quarries for their own personal reason.
Well, there were times in my immediate family's life when we had hard times, and we asked for help to get through those hard times. A lot of the people that were pipe carriers and sun dancers that we knew that are in our family, they helped us get through those hard times too. And I feel like if we could do this little bit in return, and that someday somebody who has this pipe and is a pipe carrier will someday help themselves, their family, and maybe others too. And in that way we can help others in this world, people that we might not even know. And that keeps me going.
Coming here, bring you a song. The song simply says, they're bringing you a pipe. I never felt so good knowing that we're still here. We're still alive. We still have our songs, dances, history, story. Most importantly, we still have this beautiful place. It's a survivor like us. were survivors. The Pipestone is a wonderful story of a relative that's still with us today.